Somewhere in time and space, the planet-eating dark god Unicron and his minions invade a jungle world populated by Maximals, an advanced race of Cybertronians with beast modes. Unicron, seeking a way to cross galaxies, sends his Terracon herald Scourge to retrieve the transwarp key, an advanced device that can open portals in space-time. Although the Maximals attempt to fight back, their leader Apelink entrusts Optimus Primal and a small group of Maximals, Arizor, Cheetor, and Rhinox, with the transwarp key and orders them to keep the artifact from Unicron. As Primal and his followers use the key to escape their doomed planet and flee to prehistoric Earth, Scourge kills Apelink after a brief fight and takes his insignia as a trophy. Thousands of years later, in the year 1994, ex-military electronics expert Noah Diaz attempts to find a job to support his sick brother Chris. However, after another failed interview, his friend Reek convinces him to steal an expensive car from a nearby hotel. However, the car turns out to be the Autobot Mirage in disguise. At the same time, a museum on Ellis Island comes into possession of an unusual stone falcon with a Maximal insignia. After closing hours, museum intern Elena Wallace investigates the statue and accidentally breaks it open to reveal half of the transwarp key. The artifact releases an energy pulse that attracts the attention of Optimus Prime and the other Autobots, who have been stranded on Earth since their evacuation of Cybertron 7 years prior. Prime summons the nearest Autobots, Mirage, RC, and Bumblebee. Mirage is contacted in the middle of Noah's attempted theft, who takes the terrified Noah on a joyride through the streets of New York City. They arrive at the meeting spot with Noah in tow. Although Optimus distrusts humans, he believes that they can use the transwarp key to return home and liberate their home world. Eventually, Mirage hatches a scheme to sneak into the museum and have Noah steal the key for them. Unbeknownst to the Autobots, the accidental activation of the transwarp key summons the Terracons to Earth. Noah meets Elena inside the museum, but cannot convince her to turn over the relic before the Terracons attack. Despite Prime's best efforts, Scourge successfully overpowers the Autobot leader, steals the transwarp key, and mortally injures Bumblebee before Arizor arrives to help drive the villains away. Arizor explains that the Maximals have been on Earth for millennia, and deliberately split the transwarp key in half to prevent Unicron or his followers from using it. The loss of Bumblebee only further galvanizes Optimus's resolve that they must reassemble the key and return home. Noah, fearful of Unicron's arrival, tells Elena that they must destroy the key to protect their own homeworld. Elena deduces that the other half of the key is located in a hidden temple in Peru, and Prime recruits the airborne Autobot Stratosphere to take them there. Near the city of Cusco, the Autobot Wheeljack guides them to the temple, located beneath a local monastery. A festival prevents the Autobots from moving through the city inconspicuously. As a result, Noah and Elena must make the journey on foot. The pair discover a hidden mechanism that leads to a hidden temple with a stone sarcophagus, but find that the other half of the key is no longer inside it. The Terracons attack again, and although the Autobots are able to evade the villains, the conflict ends with Scourge infecting Arizor with a portion of Unicron's dark energy. On the other side of the temple, Noah and Elena encounter Optimus Primal and the other two Maximals, who, after a brief standoff, agree to join forces with the Autobots. Optimus Primal explains that they entrusted the transwarp key to a tribe of humans who live near the Energon-rich valley that Primal and his followers inhabit. While Optimus Prime distrusts humanity, Primal has lived among them for millennia, and has come to view them as friends and even allies. The next morning, however, Scourge's corruption finally overtakes Arizor. In the ensuing battle, Primal is forced to kill her to save Elena. Amidst the chaos, Noah makes an attempt to destroy their half of the transwarp key until Optimus convinces him to stand down. However, amidst the chaos, Scourge and the Terracons steal the other half of the key and relocate to a nearby volcano, which they reshape into a massive portal that will summon Unicron to Earth. Having found some common ground between their two races, Optimus Prime and Noah agree to work together. While the Autobot Maximal Alliance battle Unicron's minions, Noah and Elena attempt to sneak into the Terracon base and deactivate the transwarp device with a manual shutdown code based on Elena's studies of the Maximal language. Mirage attempts to distract Scourge so that the humans can complete their mission, but the Terracon leader gravely injures him. With the last of his strength, Mirage reshapes his body into an exosuit for Noah. As Unicron begins pushing his way through the portal to Earth sends an army as reinforcements, the energy pulses released by the key ignite the nearby Energon deposits and restore Bumblebee to life. As Bumblebee joins the fight, Optimus Prime gains the upper hand and finally kills Scourge, but not before the Terracon damages the console and leaves the heroes unable to close the portal. With no other options, Prime destroys the key and triggers a devastating implosion, but Noah and Primal successfully rescue the Autobot leader from falling into the collapsing vortex. In the aftermath, the surviving Maximals remain in Peru, while the Autobots return to America. Elena is recognized for her archaeological discovery, while Noah applies for another security job, but discovers that the job opportunity is actually a front for a secret government organization codenamed G.I. Joe, who promised to cover his brother's treatment going forward. Sometime later, Noah has used spare Porsche parts to cobble together a new body for Mirage, and reveals his existence to a bewildered Reek.